Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Arma Reforger, where we're going to be playing the Game Master, and I'm going to show you guys how to create a basic scenario. That way you guys can understand how the game works, what's good, what's bad, and how you can actually create your own scenarios to play with your friends, or indeed online with random strangers. But here we are. I'm going to be using no mods. I have a lot of mods that I can use, but I'm not going to use any mods for this because I don't think that you need to know that if you're on PlayStation, for example, because you don't have the access to the mods yet. So I'm going to try and make this as vanilla as possible so you can see exactly how to use it and what to do. So first thing you want to go to is, people always say play Game Master Arland. Don't do that because you're limiting yourself on the Arland map. If you want to do this on the bigger map, go to scenarios, go all the way down until you get to Game Master Everon. Feel free to favourite it, make it easier to find if you favourite it, and it's there. And then what you can do is you can press play, you can host it, or you can do it locally online, have a look online. And if you've got this circle here, if you want to restart it to create a new one, just press the restart, confirm, and you'll get a brand new open game. It may load a previous load that you may have done if you've already tried this before. If that's the case, you can just go at the top where it says new, and I'll show you how to do that in just a jiffy. Okay, so here we are. So if you have got your save world already open, just press this new. Remember to save your work, and then press this new, and then you can create a new world. So here we are. We've spawned near Duras for some reason. So first things first. Absolutely first things first is you need to come down here to where this plus is, right down here, or equally go into edit scenario properties. Probably edit scenario properties, you get a few more options. So press this button here, whatever it is for your desired console or PC, whatever. First thing you get is playable factions. So the first thing you want to decide is what factions do players want to be. If you want to be just a PvE game, select one faction. So the US, the Soviets, FIA. Don't be civilian because you can't do anything unless you want to have civilian weapons, but they won't get shot at. This just makes no sense in my opinion. So I'll be the FIA, which are like the rebel group, the Soviet Union, and the US. So we're going to be the US and see how this goes. Next thing, you got your supply usage, your respawns. This is pretty self-explanatory for what most of this does. Respawn time, enable deployment on radios, so you can actually put radios on your back and you can place them down and then people can spawn on them. That's up to you if you want to enable that or not. So I'm going to leave that as is. Respawn budget type, so supplies. So if a loadout costs 100 supplies, you need to have 100 supplies to spawn in on that location basically, or you can have it unlimited, or you can have a fixed amount to say instead of costing 100 it's 10. No matter what your loadout is, it will cost you 10 supplies. But I'm going to do unlimited because we just want people to play the game. Kill feed, so if you want to see if you want to have it completely disabled, you can have an unknown killer. It will just say who's died, who friendly has died, and then who's killed the player basically. But because it's against AI, we're only doing an AI one for today. Then we'll just go with disabled. Global Arsenal mode, might as well leave it unrestricted. This is what they can have access to, so nothing nothing wrong there. Ambient music, I normally turn this off because it can be quite distracting when in a firefight and you can't hear anything apart from bloody music. And allow vehicle decommission action, that's up to you. So if you decommission a vehicle, you get supplies back from it, but it's completely up to you if you want to allow that or not. Okay, and that's the main crux of it. This is the important stuff. And this is the important stuff. The rest of this isn't too bad. So now this is just time of day. So if you want to have the games, it goes in 15-minute intervals. You can see the sun changing there. You can do it in the mornings, 24-hour time. And then obviously you've got the afternoon, evening and stuff. And obviously you've got night time where it's pitch black for some reason. But I'm going to put this to 12 o'clock. You can change the date. It goes as high as 1995. And obviously I believe it goes to December 1995, obviously. So you can have time progression on, which means that over time this is going to slowly go up and up and up over time, or you could leave it as this time. It's completely up to you. Time progression, so 1 hour in game is 1 hour in real life. If you do 2, it says it down here. So an hour in game is about 30 minutes. Put it all the way to the max. An hour in game is 5 minutes. So you can put this however you wish, but obviously if you have time progression off, you won't have this. Global night mode, sure. If you want that enabled, that makes it a bit more brighter at night for you guys. So it's definitely worth having that as well. But obviously if you've got time progression on none and just during the day, it won't matter so much. Next we have the weather, so you can set if you want it to be clear, cloudy, overcast, or raining. That's completely up to you. You can force that, or you can go back to sunny. And then you can also put that as automatic. So automatic will mean it will disable any of these and it'll just pick one randomly, and the weather will just change as it does. Or if you want it to be forced, you can do that as well. So put that on cloudy. Sunny. Automate wind, so you can actually change the wind. So if I actually come out of this and come to these trees down here. So here you can see the trees. You can hear a little bit of the wind as well. 0.4 coming from the west. The trees are hardly moving, if at all. I need to press play, that's why. So the trees are hardly moving at all, but if I edit it now and go all the way to 15 meters per second and press escape, you can hear the wind immediately and the trees as well. And you can change the direction, so west, if we change it to east, they'll come in the opposite direction. As you can see, they all move towards the east, so you can change that as well. And you can change it to 0 wind as well, where the trees don't move at all. You can do that. That's completely up to you, and you can automate it however you wish. So you have automation, it will just pick one randomly for you. I'm going to rewind that. I'm not going to confirm it. Always try to rewind if you're placing units, if you're placing buildings and stuff like that, because if you confirm it, it will save that there and then where you're at. So you want to be careful with that. So that's the basics. That's the basics of how to create the scenario properties. It's pretty straightforward. It does what it says on the tin, basically. So don't worry too much about if you've got something right, something wrong. You can always come back and change it later. So what we're going to do is we're just going to have, I think we'll just have a simple town attack maybe. Setting up in a location and attacking another location. So let's say we just want to start in this base here. Another thing you can do on PC, I don't know if you can do this on the consoles. If you hold your right click, shift, and use a scroll wheel, you can increase your speed, so you can move a lot faster around the map. So it's definitely worth having that a little bit higher. Obviously, when you're a bit lower down, you move a little bit slower, so it's not too bad to be around 2 or 3. Anything higher than that is a bit too quick if you're low to the ground. So here we are. This is a perfect place to set up. So what we can do is we can actually start placing stuff here. So we're a military site, so we want a base with support structures. Click that. And then we will have a base with support structures, apparently. For some reason, it's just a flag. I don't know why. Okay, so there is that. Right, so let's do that. So by the looks of it, there's actually some supplies that are in here. Yes, so there are some supplies in here which players can actually access and they can use. And there's even a vehicle place here, so you can actually build vehicles there. And there might be some other ones as well. I'm not too sure, but yeah, so it's worth double clicking on these and selecting those kind of options. So this is actually FIA. We don't really want FIA. We don't want this to be a supply depot. We want this to be a player controlled. So don't worry about this too much, but just know you can actually place supply locations at these key locations, and you can have the AI protect them effectively, like in Conflict. But what we're going to do now is we are going to place just a few things, nothing too much. So where should we place what we need to place? So I'm thinking here we can place the ammunition. So there's our arsenal. That's that done. So now if we were to place a character here and go up to the arsenal, we can now edit our loadout. Nice and easy. If you double click it or tap it, you can set the faction, you can set what weapons are used, you can enable the arsenal or disable it. You can choose if there's supplies or not, and if you can resupply it. Again, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you were to hover over something, it says down here what it does. It's pretty reasonable. It's pretty. It's easy to understand if you just read it. So it's just saying what you can use, what you can't use, that kind of thing. Nothing crazy. Medium slot. If we go with US, because we are the US faction. We want a heavy vehicle maintenance, so if we have a heavy vehicle we can do that, we can place that here. And even though there was a medium slot here, we can still move this and still use the medium slot. So if we wanted to have this over here, for example, we can do that. We can have the ammunition and the vehicle point right here, but I'm going to place it right there because that's where I want it. So there we go. In fact, let's have it that way around so you can drive in and out. But yeah, that's quite cool. So if you don't want to use these, if you don't want to keep looking around for these small locations or the mediums or large, what you can do is if you just press tab on PC, I believe it's just hold the start button or the 3 lines on the Xbox. If you just hold that button, you'll open it, I believe, and then you can actually pick what is here. So before you go any further than this, decide what you want. So if you want to be US, Soviet FIA civilian, pick one of these that will narrow it down. So if I turn off US, turn on Soviet, I only get Soviet options. So, and then obviously you can choose, and then you can choose your group. So if you want it to be groups or individuals, vehicles, and so on and so forth. But what we want is we want a refueling station. We're at a military base. We want a refueling station. We're American faction. Refueling station. Got it. So now I have a refueling station which I can place wherever I want. So I think it makes sense to have a refueling station probably right here, just because it is right next to the maintenance here. So now we have a refueling station. So you can just place things in, drag them around, and you can place them wherever you want. And then you can set a faction, and then refueling at support structures. So within this circle, you can refuel a vehicle. Pretty simple. So that's how you just place things in. You can do that with everything. So say I want to have a radio, for example. I want a radio relay station. Say I want that over here, maybe. Right there. There you go. Got a relay station. So there are different kind of points as well. So you got these circular small points, the circular the medium points, sorry, and then you got these square ones. So you got square, medium, and there is square, small, and large. I didn't know there was a large one. There is a large one. Interesting. So what you can do is at these points you can actually place roadblocks or checkpoints. So I'm going to place a checkpoint. The stop is always facing from the exit. So the stop means that you're coming in from this direction, and also the machine gun is a massive hint of which way is friendly, which way is enemy. And again, you can move these as you wish. If they're not exactly where you want it, you can do that. And obviously, and here, warning, entering combat zone, so you know this is the way out, not the way in. That's how you know which way you're going. So that's how you place that. And then what you can do is, say you want to have a group defend this location to actually make it look good. Normally I use a patrol team on a checkpoint, but because it's a medium or above checkpoint, I normally use a fire team. Because it's a little bit, there's a few more guys that can do it. So what you can do is place them down, select them, make sure you have this enabled so they do it indefinitely, defend, and then click on the checkpoint, and then they'll defend this location. And because you've clicked the checkpoint, what will happen is when you press play, one will go into the machine gun, and the other three will just relax around here and keep an eye open. So if I press play, it will take a few seconds for them to actually get the command and for the team leader to order them. And as you can see, they run straight over, straight on the machine gun, defending the location, and the rest of them are just going to chill out. And they've even opened the barricade there. So you got the guy chilling over there, you got the team leader at the back, and then you got these two relaxing over the front as well. So that is pretty nice. So what I'll do is I should actually confirm that, because when you spawn in, these guys are already in position. They don't have to walk anywhere. They're already here. So I'm actually going to confirm that. And then that's how you place stuff. That's how you place AI as well. These are AI, not players, obviously. So they can do what they want to do. One thing we have to place down is, where is it? Base center, command post. You kind of have to place this. This is not a spawn, but it's like a respawn. So I'm actually going to place it right there. That'll do. And again, if you double click it, you can set how many supplies are there, how much of the budget you can use up there, and if it's a spawn point, whatever. You can do that. I'm actually not going to set this as a spawn point. I'm going to turn that no. Okay, and then that's that sorted. So there we go, we've got a very basic base. There's no vehicles, no helipad, no nothing. I normally have a helipad over here because there's a refuel place right here as well. It just looks all Gucci. But yeah, that's that. And then what you can do is, what you then need to do is click on US Army, spawn point. There has to be a spawn point and there has to be objectives. So at the moment, spawn point is set to 1. I believe that's because we have the radio tower. The radio relay is a spawn. No, it's not a spawn point. Interesting. What is the other spawn point? Oh, could it be these guys if they got a radio there? No, there's no radio there. Interesting. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so you need to have a spawn point. But I normally have a spawn point that's in the middle anyway. So what I'll do is I'll place a spawn point anyway. It's always better to have an extra spawn point. It's not going to make any difference. And then if you hold shift and drag your mouse around whilst left clicking as well, you can choose the direction of where they'll be facing. So I'm going to make them face that way. So that way when they spawn in, they're facing straight down the road and they can see where they're heading to. And there you go. That's how you create a spawn. So we've got AI. So we've made some friendly AI that are on a defensive position around the machine gun. We've got some basic structures like ammunition, refuel, maintenance, we've got the command tent, we've got the relay station, we've got all those kind of stuff. So what we now need to do is give ourselves objectives, because if you hover over here, it says objectives, none, which is fine. So what we can do is we can now set some objectives. So if we click on US Army again, and then say we want to do a move objective to here, double click it, and then it will auto complete the task. So when someone's within this boundary, it will auto complete. So what I'll do is I'll do, there is no option. If I just set this to move, it means it'll move to, and then I'll have the name of the place. So it says move ammunition supply point, because that's what I've highlighted it over. So what will happen is, as soon as people spawn in, they can see that there's an objective here, and they'll come down here, move to the supply point, do what they got to do with the loadout, job done. That's part of the mission. And then say the other mission we want to have, if I go move, because the plan is going to be to take levy, what I'll do is say here, this is our next location, so I'll double click it. What I want to do is infiltrate location, and then yes. So when they're in this, what will happen is they'll have an objective saying infiltrate, so they'll have this one to move to. You can do this in any order, but I'd imagine they'll want to go here. In fact, if I place this here, they're facing straight ahead. People normally run to the ammunition anyway. So what will happen is they'll move here, grab the ammunition, see there's an objective up here to infiltrate, and then they'll come up here, and then they'll be able to see levy down here as well. So what I'll do is I'll just save as, and then you need to come up with the name, so I'm just going to do YouTube test, there you go, and then confirm, session saved, ready to go. Okay, obviously this is a combat scenario, so we've got the friendlies, but where are the enemies? So what you do is you can start placing stuff here. So we've got the large points here, we've got the small points and medium points over here. We can place enemies in here, we can have patrol routes, we can do all that kind of thing. So what we can do is if I press tab, change US to Soviet, that forces the Soviet stuff, and if I turn off base center, we'll then just have the units. So I'll do this, and then I'll do group, then we have all the groups. So what I'll do is I'll place here, I'll place a large machine gun nest. I'll place a machine gun nest. No, we don't want to place a machine gun nest here, we want to place a checkpoint. So place a checkpoint. So the writing here, this is the exit, so this is the way out. So this is if you're leaving the town and heading out of the town, and this is if you're coming into the town. Obviously with a machine gun nest here. And then what I normally do for a machine gun nest is have a fire team. Normally have them nice and close. Indefinitely defend here, please. And then they'll do the same thing as the friendly AI did. They'll take cover here. They'll get on the machine gun, and they'll be ready to go. I don't believe they'll be able to see each other, so there shouldn't be any shooting straight off the bat. No, they would have no idea where each other are. Okay, and here we are. And then next, say we want to have a patrol walking around. So what we can do is we can place a patrol from here, and then if we were to do move down here, they'll move over here, they'll jog over to this location, and then they'll stop. If I was to place another move one because I want them to go somewhere else, it will delete this and make them move there. So they won't do this one at all, they'll just run straight to this location and just stop. If you want to do a patrol, you select the unit you want to use, you use the indefinitely, so they'll keep doing it. And then if you were to place a move, and then another move, and then another move, and so on. What they'll do is, you see these haven't been deleted, they'll run to that location, they'll stop for a couple seconds, move to the next location, and they'll just keep doing that. And they do use the roads, so if you were to set a a move order from here all the way down to here, for example, this other large checkpoint, and then move all the way back again, you can do that. So what I'll do is I'll have this set to indefinitely. I'm going to have them move relaxed, and I'll have them move to here. And what will happen is they should just follow this road all the way around till they get here where they'll stop. And then I'll add another forced relaxed, or move relaxed, where they are now, and they'll just walk back and forth the entire time. Also, you can add more points. They can do more convoluted kind of walks if you want them to come down here, walk this way, and then come up here, and then come back on themselves. You can do that. You can have them patrol a larger area, which is quite nice. So they'll be doing that. And then over here, if I do large checkpoint again, and I'll place a fire team again, set them indefinitely to defend. Did I set them to indefinitely defend? I don't think I did, so I shall quickly do that. Oh, they were already in. Yeah, so so everything is indefinitely. That means that they'll do it permanently. If you have them not indefinitely, what might happen is if these guys were to see this patrol for whatever reason, and these guys were not set to defend indefinitely, what they'll do is they'll actually come off the point and they'll run towards where these guys are and try to take them on. If you have them defending indefinitely, they'll be able to hold this and they will not leave this location. They'll stay within the boundary of this defend area. They will not move off this point. If you're using mods, it can be a bit tricky. They can have a few issues, but all in all, it's not too bad. So here we are. So we got the defend, we got the checkpoint up here, got the checkpoint over here, and you got the 3 units. So we got the infantry team here on this location, the infantry team in this location, and the light infantry team just patrolling the streets. Right. Next, what I want to do is I want to place some actual guys in the middle. So what I'll do is I'll just get rifle squad, and I'll place it right there. What I'll do is I'll select them, indefinitely defend. Let's say we want them to defend here. We can do that. So now they'll defend this area right here. So they'll just patrol this area around here. They'll walk around, they'll go in buildings, they'll take cover, they'll sit down, relax, do that kind of thing. That's what they'll do in this location. So then that's that guy. That's that guy sorted. So we've got these guys defending this location. Say we wanted to have a platoon HQ as well, and have them defend this location down this end. There we go. So now there's 2 units defending. You got the checkpoints and so on and so forth. Done. But there's no actual objective to take this location, because you've got the move to ammunition supply, you've got the infiltrate military site, and then you've got nothing actually here. So what you do is you just click on your US Army again, or whatever army you've chosen, and then you need to do seize objectives. So what you do is you place that where you want the seize objective to be. So we want it to be right in the middle, right there. So seize location. So what will happen is they'll go to that location and they have to try and seize this area. So it will say seize levy. So if I highlight over it, seize levy. So seize means you got to eliminate all the units in the location. Eliminate all the units in the location, and then they'll take it basically. And then you got attack, assault, secure, breakthrough, breakout, search and destroy. So we want them to seize. We want them to take levy. That's what we want the objective to be. So another thing you can do is you can place a squad management. You can place a living quarters. Now living quarters are actually really, really good things, because it means you can actually place AR units yourself in game. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to place these over here next to the radio. So we want 100% supplies and escape. There we go. So there we go. Now we can actually place stuff. That's everything is working. So now we can have AR units that we can command, and we can make them attack here as well. And then say we wanted to have say we got some special forces that have managed to leave the base. They've flanked all the way around and they've come into this tree line, this wooded area, and they're also attacking the location as well. What we can do is we can set that up. So what I've done is I can do US. I'll turn off squad management. Let's go to group, Special Forces squad, and what we can do is we can place these guys down anywhere we want, have them face towards levy, so we'll have them here, and the idea is these guys are flanked round, they've got into position, they're ready to go. Now, what we could do is make them move relaxed, where they'll move relaxed to this point. Then we want them to search and destroy indefinitely, because this is going to be their final point, and place that. Because it's a different object, because it's a different move order, because it's a different order for this, that's why you can place more than one. So if you want to do the multiple of the same order, you have to make sure it's indefinite. So these guys, what they'll do is they'll walk casually up to the move relaxed, and then they're going to make a move for this location here. So I'll put that straight on the objective, so they know we know they're attacking that objective. And that's sorted. So as soon as we start the game, that's what's going to happen. They're going to start moving, and everything's going to work. So I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to go to respawn menu, continue, because now we're actually in the game. Here I am, continue, and then we got the two sites. So we've got the military site, which is here. So we got the spawn point disabled, and then military site. So yeah, we want to spawn at the military site. There we go. So if I run over, I can choose my loadout from this location. Here we are. Nothing there. Nothing there, because I haven't sorted that out. I need to unlock it. That's my fault. I'm sorry. I'll show you how to do that in a second. Hopefully, though, we can actually get some infantry. Whilst you're in this mode as well, you can go into Game Master. You can move yourself around. You can move enemies around. You can delete units. You can do all that kind of stuff. But I'm just going to show you the war experience. This is what your players will be doing. So, request personnel. Obviously, there's unlimited supply, so you can place whatever units you want. So, I just want to have a fire team. Most cost effective. Place them in. Hold your position. And they will not move. But if you look at them and press, if I pause it, so next to the 1 key, there's like the it's between the 1 and the tab, at the very top left of the keyboard. I don't know what button it would be on PlayStation or Xbox, but you want to look at your AI and then recruit. And just keep doing that with these guys. So now their names are green, so you know they're in your squad. Recruit. And then the same for Alan.
On
recruit.
me, let's go.
Okay, cool. So now they're in the squad, but now they're not following me. So I need to press it again. Follow me.
Stay close.
And then here come all the guys. They'll now follow me, and I'm in charge of these guys now. So now we can actually move to the location. So if I open the map, we've already completed the move objective here. So we need to do infiltrate military site. We've already done the move objective, hence why it's not there. So now we know we need to go to the military site, which is over here. And it's probably going to get very loud very quickly because I'm going to be shot at quite a lot. So if I open up the map. So yeah, we need to be over here-ish. So with mods you can actually show where you are on the map, like where am I mod and stuff like that. That's special forces, they're now shooting at each other. There's a lot of shooting going on, very loud. So go, infiltrate military site. And now we're playing the game. We are playing our scenario we've just created. Where's the checkpoint? I'm not seeing the checkpoints. What we'll do... I think we'll just head this way. I would normally go left, but I don't want to save time for you guys. I don't want to be wasting time. So I'll see all the shooting has stopped, so... Oh, never mind. So there's the point right there that we placed earlier. And that's the point we're going to be attacking. So you see the tracer fire from the Special Forces guys to the right. Because they were down on those trees earlier. And here my guys are, and they're going to help me out. Also, you can do this without AI, you can do this just as you guys... Yeah, I don't know if that guy actually saw me or not. So you can look at it, and then you can do suppressive fire. And they'll attack the location. They'll suppress the location.
Squad, move over there.
So now you can command them to move. Uh-oh, gotta reload. And I'm injured. Still hearing guys. There's a guy down there on the road, so now I want him to follow me.
Follow me.
There we go. Right. So I'm going to bandage myself.
Clear.
Oh. Okay, so someone said they're hit. So what I can do is I can do heal. Need to raise myself up again.
I'm taking fire.
So now these guys, they'll just keep shooting. There we go.
2. I'm on it.
Okay, so now we got some smoke. I want them to follow me. So there's a lot going on. Also, this is just the game master. I'm just want to show you that you can create the scenario. Okay, they're dead. But this is a working scenario that anyone can make on any platform. We don't need to worry about anything. You can play this multiplayer, you can play this single player, whatever you want. Also on PC and Xbox you can use certain mods, you can have unlimited budget, you can have different kind of units, you can have different factions, you can have all that kind of cool stuff. I've only got 2 guys. I know they're right there. Oh, there's an enemy right there. Not seeing him. Try not to actually do this without dying. Guy right there. Oh, we got a man down. Okay, so he's up. Heal. So the AI are doing the AI things, throwing smoke whenever they can. Also, what I've got to do is I forgot to set this to seize the view. Oh, wow. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going back to Game Master. If you hold Y, or go into Game Master however you wish. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete these guys. And then it says that we've successfully taken Leville. Objective completed, seize Levy. So we now have Levy. We got one casualty here, got the AI that are working here. Everything is working fine. Now if I go back into Game Master, the Special Forces guys, all 6 of them are still alive. But they've done their job, they followed the road, they've moved to their location, they've actually operated exactly how I thought they would, which is fantastic. And now they're taking the point as well. So now we have taken the point, all the enemies are defeated, mission accomplished, job done. That is just a very, very, very basic understanding of how the game works and what you can do. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one more thing you can do if you want to make it a bit more interesting, you know, if you want to add vehicles. So vehicles are actually pretty simple as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start down here. What I'm going to do is, you have different tabs so you can actually have multiple things at once. So if I have US group, if I have a Soviet group and a Soviet vehicle, it makes it a lot easier to pick between stuff. So I want just a fire team. Nope, sorry. Always start with the vehicle first, it's a lot easier. It'll make sense in just a second. So I want a Soviet fire team and I want them to have the, we'll have them in the UAZ because it's got a machine gun at the front. It's not overly great because it can only shoot from the front. We'll place that there. Vehicle is in position. If you right click on it or double click on it, you can choose how much fuel it has, if it has nothing, full, whatever, and if it has any supplies in it or not, and then it actually show the supplies in the vehicle, which is quite nice. But we don't want any supplies in this, because this is just something else. So then, we want to go to our groups. Then we want to pick the group that we want. Obviously it's a it's a three-man team this. So what I'll do is I'll place a patrol in there. So now we get the driver. Driver is always the number 1 person, number 2 is always the machine gunner, and then number 3 will be the passenger seat. Well, what you can do is if you go to character, you can pick another person to join them. So officer, what I can do is I can just put officer in light infantry. He'll go through it, but now he is part of the officer team here. So now he can just go, you can drag and drop him straight into the vehicle, and now all of them in the vehicle. Yes, they're standing up, yes it looks a bit weird, but they are in the vehicle. So if I save it, press play, they're now in the vehicle. They're in the vehicle, ready to go, doing what they have to do. So I'll confirm the changes because they're already in. Now, if you set my vehicle's got 0 fuel, maximum fuel please, thank you. So if we set this to, if we set these guys to move relaxed, we can set them to drive all the way up here, and then we want them to come back down to here, and then that'll be their patrol route. In fact, I'll move them a bit closer so it's a lot easier for you guys to see. So from here, so there we are, they're in there. Save, and if I press play, what they'll do is the driver will start the engine, and the driver will do that route. And then when he gets to the checkpoint, obviously his friendly's there so he won't get shot at, but he'll go through the checkpoint, or go around it, or go the wrong way entirely. I think he's trying to get around so he can avoid the checkpoint, if I'm honest. But if we can also watch the Special Forces guys, they're moving, relaxed, look, nice and casual, moving into position, great stuff. But the vehicle is going to keep moving, doing what it's doing. I don't know why it's heading in that direction though. It's a strange one. It's going to go right through the base. Alright, that's not what I had intended. But I guess we're going to see now what happens when the vehicle sees another vehicle, or another checkpoint. So at least you guys can see this, but so sometimes the AI is not perfect, it's a bit buggy. But immediately, gunshots, and returning fire. So if you want to have it so the base gets under attack, and then these guys have got to fight them off, maybe you can do that. You can see how these guys are fighting as well. So they've already lost a man. There he is grey, the team leader's already down. This guy's unconscious. What you can do as a game master as well is if you right click on a unit you can heal, and it will anyone who's unconscious will be revived, and everyone gets full health back, as you can see. So they can keep pushing locations. You can do the same for the enemy as well. So no one's been hit yet. Never mind, they've just been hit. So the driver's not happy, so he's trying to run away, or drive away rather. Okay, so they killed the gunner. Oh, he's unconscious. Okay, they're both unconscious. The officer's now all alone. He's losing blood. You see the status of them as well, so he's losing blood. Okay, the unconscious soldier, he's up now, but he's going to get annihilated probably. This guy's now dead. Didn't put the handbrake on, so the vehicle's just drifting. He's now dead as well. Now it's just the officer. He's bleeding out. He's going to be dying very, very soon. He's unconscious anyway. So 10% blood and dead. That's it. Because these guys have moved now though, because they got attacked from the side, they can actually see the patrol here now. And they are shooting each other, as well as a special forces unit that's here now. So now they're pushing up as well. So you can do some really interesting stuff. I'll just pause that there. So you can actually add some vehicles. You can do the same for friendly AI as well. You can actually place vehicles, make them do patrol routes or do certain routes, supply routes, anything you want. But bearing in mind, you have to be very careful about the budget system down here. Also, I've already used 34% of the AI. You can use 42% of the system budget as well. You've got to be careful of the what is it? The system. Yeah, system. Yeah, so the system budget is 42% already. That's stuff like your commands, your objectives, that kind of thing. That's system. Vehicles is vehicles. AI budget is your AI, friendly and enemy, and then objects is like is self-explanatory. That's like these kind of things, placing them down, whatever. So yeah, it would be like the ammunition over here, the radio tower, that kind of thing. So you need to be careful of these. You don't want to get any higher than 100%. There are mods so you can disable it, but every time I've used the mod, it has come up with an error when I get to about 95%, and it doesn't save it. So just be careful with that. But that's how you create a scenario. That's a very, very, very basic scenario. Also, you can do this over the entire map. Yes, you can use Arland. Yes, you can do it on that map, but if you do it from scenarios, you can do it from there, and you can use a bigger map. You can have more options. You can a bit more flexibility rather than confining yourself to one airfield and 2 towns. You can do this with an airfield and maybe 20 towns, 20 or 30 towns and key locations and stuff. So definitely, I prefer using the Everon, and then obviously for you, I hope that you would prefer the Everon as well. So there's that. What you can do is you can save it, and then session save. Make sure it says save session saved, and then you want to exit. Save and return to main menu, confirm. And then what you can do is you go to scenarios again, Game Master Everon, and then what you can do is you can host it. So you can either find servers or host it. If you're on PC, you can host it. If you're on console, unfortunately you can't host it, but you can find servers that have a Game Master on Everon, so that's always that option as well. But on PC you can host your game. And if I just choose map Suvo test, Game Master Everon, visibility if you want people to join, crossplay, yes if you want to have crossplay, a password if you want to have a password if you just want to play with your friends, and then an admin password just so like people can't just kick people for no reason and stuff like that. Maximum draw distance is self-explanatory. Network view distance, keep this at 500 because if anything higher than that you can get some serious lag. Minimum grass distance, if you want to have more or less, that's up to you. Minimum 50. Mods, if you have any mods enabled, obviously we don't have any enabled for this. Advanced, We don't. Yeah, this is all self-explanatory. Just need to host it from here. You don't need to change any of this if you're not using a dedicated server. So host, and then once we're in the game, so here we are. Nothing has changed. Look, everything is new, but we can't play. We can't do anything. So if I go to load, YouTube test, the one that I loaded. Load, confirm, and it will just load that experience up. There is no play, it automatically plays from the start because technically it's an online game, you cannot pause it. So what you can do is you can just load it up and the game started. So that they'll start moving, these guys will start moving. The vehicle down here is not there anymore because I press rewind. But everything's going. Or should be going. Unless it doesn't start yet. Sorry, no. It doesn't start yet until at least one person is in the game. So you can't play it. You can play stuff still. You can still do all this kind of stuff. So if you want to place this for whatever reason, if you want to place more buildings, you want to change stuff out, that's fine. But as soon as you go to respawn, continue, US Army, pick your group, which would be ASUS Red 3, I guess, or 1, whatever. And then you got your objectives. So you got your move, you got your infiltrate, and your seize. So you want to go to move, you want to deploy, spawn in, and that's it. Your friends can join you, you can do your game, you can have a bit of fun with it. You can get vehicles, you can get your AI, you can watch what the AI does, you can do the special forces thing. This is an online game that people can join right now. So make sure you do this if you want to have this working out. I don't know why there's 2 flags there, that's a bit strange. But yeah, it's good fun. It's possible to do. Also on PC you can only host. But if you want to make your own scenarios, make your own campaign, if you're dedicated enough for a single player experience, you can do that. You can create your own single player experience if you're on PlayStation or console or Xbox. Sorry, you can do your own stuff with that. So you can have your own single player experiences for you guys. You just won't be able to host yet. It is coming in the future, so you'll be able to host in the future. But at the moment, only PC can host their own scenarios for online players. Also, cross-play enabled. If you have a friend who's on PC, get them to create a map for you. Tell them to watch this video, watch another video, watch whatever. Just make some good scenarios, and then you guys can have a bit of fun with it. And one final thing is when you're in this game, you can hold Y or the Game Master button, and you're still in the game. Game is still working, but you can still place stuff. You can still delete units. You can place units. You can do all that kind of stuff. It's paused at the moment just because I'm no longer in the game. But you can move friendlies around. So you can move them to locations. So if you wanted to just if they can't find the infiltrate objective really quickly, move one person over there, play as character, done. So we should have this objective completed when it comes up. Eventually. Maybe. Accept. Oh, it's not working. Okay, strange. But that's how you create an online game. That's how you create everything. Oh no, that's why. So yeah, that's how you get friendlies. That's how you get friendly. That's how you get people into your games. How you can make all your scenarios and then play online. It's a bit like Forge from Halo, if you know what I mean. I don't know why the objective isn't working quite there. I think it's because I'm by myself, maybe, and also the AI isn't moving it either when they should be. I'm assuming that's just a bug at the moment because they definitely should be. Everyone's in position though. Yeah, everyone's in position doing what they need to do. Strange stuff. But the game does work. You can do this. You can have the patrols. You can have all the units moving. You can have all the enemies doing stuff. You can still buy units. You can do all that kind of stuff. It's exactly the same as what I just played. It's just now you can do this with other people as well. So, but yeah, that's how you do it. And then if you want to load it back up for whatever reason, or if you want to save it, you can do that. If you find people are finding it too easy, add more units, add vehicles, add defenses for the enemy. If they're finding it too difficult, you can just come up to a unit, press delete, delete them. You can do that. You can do the same with the checkpoints as well. If you find that the checkpoint with machine gun is too much, delete it. You can do that. And then if you feel, oh no, it's too easy now, I'm gonna place it back. Place it back. You can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's your scenario. You do what you want. That's why it's like a game master. It's not so much a game master of you need to win at all costs. The way I like to think of the game master is a bit like a dungeon master from Dungeons and Dragons, in a way, because they can control friendly and enemy units. They can decide where you get attacked from. So say you're playing this game and you're walking all over these guys. Instead of deleting these guys, they might say, okay, interesting. So they've managed to take this, and then they start placing units here and making them attack here, and then you add an objective to defend here whilst getting attacked, and you can have like friendly AI try and defend it or whatever. And then actually the enemies start setting shit down here, and then you have to you've taken a levy, you've killed all the units here, and you've got to come all the way back to defend it from the guys coming from the hill coming down. Because there's a counter attack, for example. You can do that. The game master can do that, and they can make it dynamic, and they can add, take away, whatever they want. So it's a very, very cool mechanic. I do like it a lot, and I hope that in Arma 4 they have it as well. And this is just in Levy, this tiny little area here. So that's just this area here. This is the playable area, basically. You got this entire map to use. I have one where it's just this entire island, and it's big enough to use up all the budget. You can have it at the airfield. You can have it in the main capital, Saint Philippe. You can have it all the way down on the bottom in Saint Pierre at the harbour. Have a full-on harbour attack. You can start off at the peninsula, maybe Anchor Peninsula, and then say you got an objective to take here, and then you got an objective to hold this bridge. Then you want to take the lighthouse, and you got to take Saint Philippe, and then you got to take this radio. You can do that. You can do that. There's no limit. The only limit is the budget down here in the bottom right. But there is a mod if you're on Xbox or PC where you can turn off that mod. You can have turn off the budget. So it is almost limitless. It really is almost limitless, and it is a great thing that I love so much. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next episode. Let me know if you guys want to see more Game Master. If you want to see some scenarios that I've made, or what ideas I have, or what mods I use normally when doing a scenario, let me know, and I shall get a video made and I'll create that as well. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.